Welcome to Made in Montgomery. I'm your host, Susan Kennedy. Agriculture is a major industry here in Montgomery County, but for those of us who live in the suburbs, the dream of becoming a farmer is hard to realize. But you can cross that dream off your bucket list by calling Rent-A-Coop. So these are chickens that are ready to be rented out, per se.
We just got them back a couple days ago,
okay.
all these coops at once, and they're all going to go back out in just another week or so.
The idea was hatched after Tyler Phillips and his partner, Deanna Samata,
this is huge.
Yeah, that is.
built their first coop for Tyler's mother out of scrap lumber with his grandfather's tools.
I built a couple more and I started selling them on Craigslist, just different designs. And then we started selling them with hens and food and bedding. And then my mom came up with the idea. She was driving down the road one day and said, "You should rent them." And she had a lot of ideas before, but this was the one idea where I said, that's actually a really good idea. And right away I knew that's what I was going to do.
Since that first coop more than 2 years ago,
Hello.
their business, Renicoop, based out of Potomac, has been sitting pretty. The program includes the coop, a couple of egg-laying hens, feed, and bedding for a month. With the growing interest in urban farming, Renicoop has flourished from a few rentals a month to more than 40, which is something to crow about.
A lot of people don't have the backyard for a horse or a goat. You can learn a lot from chickens. There's so much to learn, and they're very sweet. They're the sweetest of the farm animals. They can really bond to you. She's really nice. And they also lay eggs, so they give you something in return.
It's really it's a hands-on experience, and it's not just for children. It's for adults too. That's what a lot of people come back to us and they say, we love this just as much as our kids, or just as much as the neighborhood kids. I mean, everybody would come over. It would bring communities together. It would bring families together.
I think the chickens are here.
Should we go check it out, guys?
Families like the Spiegels of Gaithersburg.
Whoa, darling, look at that.
Phillips wheeled the coop into the family's backyard, much to the delight of their 2 children, Jack
Good girl.
and Dahlia. Ryan Spiegel serves on the Gaithersburg City Council and supported a local measure to modernize the fowl ordinance. He never imagined his family would reap the benefits of the updated legislation.
The idea is that you're going to have a lot of environmental benefits, you're going to have quality of life benefits to be able to have, your own eggs every day to bring in and eat. And of course you're going to have the educational and psychological benefits for the kids. They're going to be able to play with the chickens, they'll have them as pets, they'll learn about animals, they'll learn about where eggs come from, they'll learn about having to take care of the animals. So it'll be a real wonderful experience for everybody in the family and hopefully for everybody in the neighborhood.
It's a yard in a suburban neighborhood, but we do have a little bit of green space. We have a fence, so hopefully the chickens can roam around. I know that they're supposed to be very friendly, and we get to play with them a little bit, so the kids should have a great time.
She's right next to me, and she doesn't bite.
Phillips says chickens are very social, and since the Renicoop hens are raised by hand,
She's the nicest chicken in the whole world.
they are incredibly friendly.
What's her name?
They specialize in the Golden Comet breed, which is a cross between a Rhode Island Red and a Delaware hen, both known for their congeniality. Sometimes it takes a little while for renters to become attached to their new pets, but more often than not, when the 4-week rental period is over, many a tear is shed. Are they sad to see their chickens go?
Yeah, the kids are crying all the time.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, almost every rental with a kid, they're crying because they don't want to see them go.
Aww. Of course, if you fall in love with your chickens, the cutest thing you have ever seen in your life.
They're about 1 week.
The program comes with the option to buy, which Phillips says 30% of their customers end up doing. He says they keep their prices low so all different types of people can experience chickens and what they have to offer.
All kinds of people. People that have a lot of money in big backyards to people who don't have much money in small backyards. You have a lot of families with kids are doing it, a lot of daycares, but then you also have just people that have always wanted chickens but were never able to take the leap and jump in and purchase a coop and hens and everything that comes with it.
The idea has been gaining momentum all over the country. Since Renicoop was conceived, more than a dozen other companies of its kind have sprung up.
Hi.
Hey.
Come on in.
Renicoop also offers a chick incubator program.
These eggs were laid by hens at our farm. These are about 2 days old.
Okay.
For the same price, a family with a nesting urge can witness nature in progress as fertilized eggs come to life as precious chicks.
This little incubator turns it, and then that also turns the eggs.
Okay.
Do that once every 45 minutes.
Lisa Swenton-Eppard wanted to try out the program so her 2 boys could learn firsthand about where their food comes from.
What's the difference between these eggs and the eggs that we buy at the grocery store? Why are these different?
The hens have a rooster with them. So the hens don't need a rooster to lay an egg.
They have so many questions about why chickens grow the way they do. So just this morning before they got here, they asked, will they hatch without feathers, and how many days does it take for the eggs to hatch? And I said, well, that's why we're doing this, so that we have all of our answers and that we actually know what happens to the whole life cycle with chickens.
So 4 days from now is the first time you can look inside.
And as the eggs spend time in the incubator, the family will be able to see firsthand how the chicks are developing.
4 days from now, it'll be developed to where you can see a little black dot in the middle with veins growing all around. And it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
And if you have any questions while raising your chickens or going through the incubation process, Renicoop offers a 24-hour chicken hotline for all of your questions.
We have calls all hours of the day, almost every day. We have maybe 5 or 6 calls about chickens, and now that we have 2 different programs, we have twice as many phone calls. Well, we get a lot of calls at maybe a couple calls at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning that say, my chicks just hatched. I don't know what to do. I'm very nervous. Let me know what to do.
The first time that they're chick mamas, so they don't know what to do. They read over it, they know everything, but they just want to be reassured, which is okay.
Walk me through this. So we call them back. We speak to them at 2 o'clock in the morning and tell them how that works.
This might be a double yoker.
It's clear both Samata and Phillips get a lot of joy from the work they are doing. Their goal is to continue to grow the business with the hopes that one day it becomes more than just a nest egg.
Our goal is to get this all across the United States. Both programs, potentially even adding some more educational programs, but ultimately we really want to just get the educational aspect of them down and possibly become part of school curriculums. So we just want to keep going with this. We just think it's so good for especially children to learn, you know, just about being more green, respecting animals, respecting their environment.
I always wanted to start a business that not only made money but did good or improve society while making money. So, and then use that money to give back to society in some other way. So, and this is the perfect business for that.
These are really cute chickens. Look at his little ears.
Well, after going over all the rules for how to take care of the chickens, it's pretty clear that chickens are much easier to take care of than little kids.
Can you hold me, Daddy?
If you think you might want to try your hand at raising chickens, you can find out more about the programs available at Renicoop.com. Another company that balances ecology and economics is Solar Mowing. This company provides lawn care without gasoline-powered equipment. It's a hot concept, harnessing the sun's power to mow your lawn. Lynn DeWitt says she was solving her own problem when she started her company, Solar Mowing, in 2009.
Even a mower, a gasoline mower that's several houses away, I can smell it. Everyone can smell it, and it's awful. So that's precisely why I started this business.
DeWitt decided to buy a battery-powered mower for her own use, and the rest was history. She decided electric mowers and landscape tools would be something other environmentally conscious Montgomery County residents would embrace. So she took her show on the road.
Well, park in the sun wherever you go today. Just had a electric rechargeable mower in the back of my Subaru, along with a trimmer and blower, which are all electric rechargeable. And I and a few helpers would go out with that one vehicle, with that one mower, and go to our probably half a dozen customers that we had in 2009.
However, as with any startup, DeWitt faced challenges along the way. The biggest being how to keep the mower batteries charged on long summer days. She wanted to be able to charge her equipment while she was out on the road, so she found someone to install a solar panel and recharging system in her company truck.
And that energy is converted into AC, and now we can plug our chargers into that AC and charge as we go.
These charge up pretty quickly. Usually takes about an hour if the batteries are fully depleted, but by the time we reach our next lawn, the batteries are completely fully charged. So the solar panel saves us money.
The quiet mowers are the #1 attraction of going solar. Susan Weiss has been a customer for 3 years. She works from home and became increasingly sensitive to the noise and pollution from her weekly lawn care.
When we had regular mowers, gasoline-powered mowers, I would sit here and I could actually smell the fumes from the mower. And I could, of course, hear them. They were so loud. And then when I realized how quiet it was going to be, it was actually a pleasant surprise. I don't even know that they're here.
And it's not just noise pollution that's being addressed with solar mowing.
We follow organic lawn care principles. We mow high. We mow about 3 to 3.5 inches. So that grass shades the soil and keeps weed seeds from germinating.
The other mowers, they didn't care about the height or the clippings in it. It was just a mess. And my clippings go right back onto the lawn.
And essentially serve as a natural fertilizer for the soil. And after he mows, he will trim all the edges that uses a rechargeable electric battery.
Today, solar mowing consists of 6 mowers, 8 trimmers, and 2 trucks outfitted with solar panels. During the busy season, DeWitt employs about a dozen people, and solar mowing is competitive with companies with gas-powered equipment. A typical mow will run you about $35. But in the end, people like Susan Weiss say using solar mowing is not just a service, but an investment.
I believe that people can have some effect on climate change, and I don't want to feel like my using gasoline is contributing to our problems in the Middle East.
DeWitt says she doesn't advertise. Most of her customers come to solar mowing by word of mouth. Today, the company is doing well, but she says growth is something she is counting on.
This business, I think, has great potential economically. It's doing the right thing. So to me, that's very exciting.
For more information on solar mowing, you can visit their website at solarmowing.com. Well, that wraps up this edition of Made in Montgomery. For County Cable Montgomery, I'm Susan Kennedy. Thank you for watching.